So what I wanted to touch on was the map of consciousness. I shared this last week. Let me make sure that I'm showing the whole thing. Yeah, so I shared this map last week, and I wanted to kind of come back to it because I had somebody basically comment to me on my Instagram page and say, well, because she was asking me a particular question, and I said, the way that I like to live my life is I like to just focus on being as high vibrational as possible. And she said to me, she's like, well, that must be what a privilege. What a privilege to be able to be high vibrational. And a lot of people, if they don't live their life from a spiritual perspective, it's really hard for them to understand why someone doesn't want to take sides, or why someone doesn't spend their days like just, being angry about things. And for me, the reason that I don't spend my days being upset and angry about things is because I literally live my life from a spiritual perspective, and I look at the map of consciousness. And anger is a low vibration state. And if you're trying to change the world, if you're wanting to do positive things in the world, it is impossible to do it from a low vibration state. The beauty of this map, and this was created by David R. Hawkins, it's definitely not my work. He tested something like, I think it's like 250,000 people over the course of his career. And the way that this map works is it's actually a logarithmic scale. So as you go up the different levels, it's like 10x. Your impact is 10x. And that means that you actually, because everything is energy and frequency, because it's a logarithmic scale, as you go up the levels, you're able to impact everything around you, because everything is energy and frequency. So I'll give you an example. Back in, and I'm not sure if I gave this example on another video or not, but back in 2007, I was living in Vancouver, and I had just started my meditation journey. I had just started practicing meditation and getting more into spirituality and consciousness. And I remember where I was, like I was driving back from an appointment, and I heard on the radio of a study where they had hundreds of monks in a high crime area meditating on metta, which is love, meditating on love, which is love is like 500 on David's scale here. And what happened, what they noticed was in the weeks following the monks' meditation, the crime rate dropped. Right? It's not like the monks went up to, criminals and convinced them to stop committing crime and talk to them or anything like that. It's just that they were putting out this energy of love, and that affected the community around. And so that's why I always say to, especially my friends who are activists and who are wanting to create a better world, of course, I think that's amazing. That's commendable. I want to create a better world too. But I know that if I'm in these lower vibration states, which is the survival paradigm, I'm barely going to have enough energy to get through my day. Forget about, impacting the lives of others. But when I'm in a place of peace, of joy, of love, I start to impact more people, because as you go up the scale, you're like basically 10xing your impact. And so energetically, you're able to impact more people around you without necessarily speaking to them or saying anything different, or it's just because they feel the energy, right? If you look into the HeartMath Institute, they're a nonprofit and they actually measure the vibration, the frequency of the heart. And so when someone is in a state of love, when they're in that vibration, they have this big energy field around them. And that starts to influence the people around them. And this is so, so important because for most people, they're in a state of retraction, survival, and fear. And fear, the vibration of fear is about 100. And when you're in a higher vibration state, you're able to affect a lot more around you. So that's what I wanted to share about the map of consciousness and just kind of like expand a little bit on what I said last week. And yeah, the way to really start to go up these scales is to work on yourself, right? That really is the most powerful way that we have of transforming lives and transforming the world is literally as you start to work on yourself, as you start to drop into these vibrations and frequencies of love, of joy, of peace, of gratitude, you're able to impact so much more around you than when you're in the lower vibration states. So I hope this helps. I hope you found some value in this video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It allows me to continue to create content. If you would like to work with me, check out my monthly membership, Elevate. In Elevate, we talk about health, but I also do some mindset work as well. And there's a movement piece. The great thing about Elevate is not only do you get the monthly videos, but I do weekly live Q&A calls every single Friday just to make sure that if you have any questions, you have a space to ask those questions. Bye for now.